Okay, so you've installed WordPress. Now what? There are thousands of themes to choose from. After using many themes over the years, I have determined that Avada is my preferred theme, and it happens to be the world's most purchased theme. In this video, we're going to start with the WordPress 2022 theme, install the Avada theme, and build a homepage in less than 15 minutes. Welcome to WP Chats, where we're talking about all things WordPress. I'm Chris at Fusion Design. I'll be your host. Let's get into it. So here are the steps I'm going to take. I'm going to install Avada. Then I'm going to create a new page and add a hero section to that page. I'll then add custom logos for this website. Then I'll make sure I display that new page on the front of the site. I'll add custom colors. I'll create a 3-column grid, add custom fonts, animation, footer widgets. I'll customize the top bar and then make sure it's mobile friendly. So here we are in our WordPress dashboard, and we want to install a new theme. In order to install a new theme, we would go to the Themes section found under the Appearance tab. I'm going to upload a new theme, and I'm going to choose the file on my hard drive. I am installing the zipped package from Avada that I purchased through themeforest.net. And I have become an affiliate because I use it so much, so if you would like to purchase the theme yourself, you can use the link I added in the notes below. And upon purchase, I was able to download the zipped file that I am currently uploading. Once the theme has finished uploading, I will see it in the Appearance tab under Themes. I will be able to now activate the Avada theme and enter the registration license I downloaded when I purchased the theme. Registration is necessary to get all the additional plugins and features that the Avada theme comes with so you can start building your pages. Let's look at what we have so far, and now we just have the basic Avada install with the Hello World post showing. This is the default post that comes with the WordPress installation. We want to now create a new page, so I will go to the dashboard and go to the Pages section and click Add New. I am going to name it Home in the title bar above. Then I'm going to click the Avada Builder button so I can see the builder to build my pages, and I'm going to insert a full container that spans the width of the website because I'm going to add a hero section with a background. A hero section is at the top of the web page and typically shows your value proposition and call to action. I'm going to choose the 1/1 full column container and making sure that my template is set to 100% width. I'm now clicking on the pencil button of the container so I can edit the contents, and I will go to the background section first. Here's where I will choose the image background that I have saved in my media library, and I have chosen this image to match the content of the website. Always add alt text to describe your image. I'm then going to add a gradient over the image for an added effect. And I'm going to use the client's colors, green and blue, and I'm going to gradually fade the green into the blue and then reduce the opacity of those colors so I can see the background image behind the colored gradient. Now I'm adding text to the hero section. So I will click the button to add a new element and look for the title element. And that's where I'm going to add my main headline or my value proposition. And I'm adding voice and communication therapy because I am creating a website for a client that is a voice specialist and speech language pathologist. I'm now centering the text using the toolbar above and making the color white with the color swatch picker and clicking save. I'm going to add another text element, and I'm doing this by hovering over the existing text element and clicking the duplicate icon. I will repeat the same formatting that I did for the existing text element, and we'll make this part the subhead of the main value proposition in the hero section. Looking at what I have so far, I can see that I need some padding around the text in my hero section. So in the container, I'm going to go to the Design tab, and I'm going to add some padding, 10%, on the top and bottom to give it a little more air. So as a result, I want that hero section to take up most of the top of the web page. Okay, looking better now, so I'm going to go back into edit the page, and I'm going to click the add new element button, and I'm going to look for the button element and link that button to my contact page. Adding a custom logo to the website is fairly easy with the Avada theme. I'm going to go to the logo section of the Avada options, and I'm going to choose a logo that I have already sized to be 175 pixels wide. I'm also going to place the Retina version at twice the size, 350 pixels wide. This ensures that the right logo will be pulled depending on the resolution of the user's display. And I'm also going to add the sticky header logo, same thing, where it's twice the resolution for the Retina value, and I have already sized my images using Photoshop. I'm going to do the same for the mobile logo. I'm going to choose the regular version at half the size of the Retina version, and I have these already sized out to be about 250 for the regular and 500 for the Retina display, so it fits nicely on the mobile device. I'm going to take a look at the website and see that my logo is in place and my Hello World post is still showing. So what I need to do is go to the dashboard and go to my settings in the reading section. And now that I've published a page, I will then have the option to change the home page from displaying posts to displaying my page. Now looking at the website, I can see the logo's in place, and when I scroll down a bit, my header condenses and the sticky logo appears. Now I'm going to further customize the website by adding custom colors from the company's brand. Here I am in Illustrator sampling the logo colors so I can add them to my website. I'm going to click on both of the blues that are used, and I'm going to copy the hexadecimal value. This is what I'm going to enter into the Avada options section under colors. I will add the custom color at the bottom of my existing color palette by clicking the add new color button, and then I will click into the hexadecimal field and paste that value from Illustrator that shows the logo blue color, and I will do that again for the other blue color. I will click into the field of color code and paste the hexadecimal value that I copied from Illustrator. Now when I click into my primary colors, I can see those two new colors that I added, and I can now change my primary color to the blue that matches the company logo. Now I'm going to want to add a new section below the hero image, so I will add a new container and use the 3-column format. I'm going to click into the first column and add the icon element. I'm going to look for the doctor icon, as I'm going to create a section for providers. Now going into the design tab, I can change more characteristics of the icon, such as the hover color, the icon background color, and the hover animation type. So I'm going to add a text block below the icon element, and I'm going to add, for now, some placeholder text. I'm clicking save, then I'm going to add another element. I'm going to add the header or the title element, and I'm going to name the title Providers. I'm going to change the font color to match the logo color, and I'm going to click save. Now I want to add an element that will provide a little bit of a visual separation between the title and the text, so I'm going to choose the separator element. I'm going to choose single border dotted, change the border size, and change the separator width to 50%. I will also change the separator color to a custom blue. Clicking save now, and looking at the position, I need to move the element of the separator above the text. I'm going to check out what I have and see that I need to center my icon, add a little bit of a margin above it, and I'm also going to make the provider text a little bit smaller. Now that I have it looking good for the first column, I'm going to just duplicate that column 2 more times and overwrite the information on the second and third columns. Now saving and taking a look at the front end of the website, I can see that the columns are formatted nicely, the text is readable. I'm just going to go back in and add a little more margin below my separators, but for the most part, I am happy with my 3 columns. I'm just using the default fonts, and looking at my home page, I want to change the fonts throughout. I'm going to go to Google Fonts. That's google.com/fonts. And I'm just going to look through and find a font that's more interesting than the standard fonts, but also represents the customer's brand. I'm going to put in the headline that I'm using so I can see how that headline looks in that certain font. And I'm going to look for a friendly, warm, and welcoming type of font that would attract people looking for voice and communication therapy. I'm going to look up Nunito, that I know that is a sans serif font. I think it would look good in this website. So keeping Nunito in mind, once back in my website, I'm going to go to Avada Global Options, and I'm going to go to the typography section. In the heading section, I'm going to type in Nunito, and I'm going to make it a semi-bold. And in the subheadings, I'm going to type in the same font and make it a lighter face. I'm going to choose the medium. And in the body section, I'm going to change the body font to Railway, which is a nice font that reads well in paragraph text. Now I'm pretty pleased with how the fonts look. Adding animation. Now I want to add a little bit of movement to my containers, so they have a little more visual appeal when loading the home page. I'm going to go into the settings of the container by clicking the pencil and going to the Extras tab. Here is where I'll find my animation settings, where I'm going to change the animation type to fade. I'm going to fade this container in from the static position, meaning it's going to gradually fade in from exactly where it is now, and I'm going to change the speed to 1.2 seconds to make it come in a little more slowly. I'm going to click Save, and then I'm going to preview what I have so far. And when I go to refresh the page, I will see the animation of the hero image gradually come in, which gives a little bit of movement to the page, which makes it a little more interesting to the user. Just these small touches of animation could change the way a user feels when experiencing or viewing your website for the first time. Now let's add some footer widgets. So looking at the footer area, it's quite bare, so I'm going to go to the widgets section in the dashboard. Here I will find many widgets to choose from to add to the footer widget areas to the right. I'm going to add the image widget to the first footer section, and I'm going to add the image of one of the logos that the client has given. And I'm making sure I add the metadata of the alt text and the title. And I'm going to make sure it's the proper medium size that fits in the widget area nicely. I could also link it to the website, but for now, I'm just going to see how it looks when I refresh. And it looks and fits nicely within the first widget area. Now going back into the widgets for the second footer widget, I'm going to add another logo that the client provided, and making sure I'm adding alt text and the metadata for the title. And I am going to add just an about paragraph for the third widget. And here's where I'll add the synopsis of the business with a link to the about page to read more about the company. For now, I'm just adding some dummy text, some lorem ipsum placeholder text, and I'm going to add the word more at the end and link that with the link button to the about page. Now I'm going to go into the footer section of the Avada options, and I'm going to change the colors of the background of the footer to match the client's brand. Now taking a look, I like the way the blue looks instead of the default black. And looking at it now, I think I would add the About section to the first footer and move the two logos over. All right, customizing the header. Let's go to the header section and add the information to get in touch with this business. So I am adding the business phone number and email address in the appropriate fields. And I'm going to make sure that header content 2 is set to contact info so it displays on the right-hand side of the top bar of the header. I'm going to keep the social icons in the content header 1. And now when I refresh my screen, I can see the phone number and the email address. However, I can see the phone number is not clickable, and in this day and age, we really want to be able to click on a phone number and have our phones do the work for us. So I'm going back to the phone area. I'm going to add a little HTML. I'm going to use the A tag, the anchor tag, href equals, and the tell in quotes. Please pause the video or zoom up, or if you want to read more on the anchor tag, go to w3schools.com. And then closing my A tag, saving my options, and then going to the home page and refreshing the screen and seeing indeed that the phone number is now clickable. So on a mobile device, when clicking it will call the number. On the desktop, it will engage FaceTime or some other calling application. Okay, checking out the responsive mobile display. Now that we're happy on the desktop, let's take a look at how it looks on the phone. And when I condense my screen, I can see that my headline is overlapping a bit. I'm using Chrome developer tools, checking out how it looks on various different mobile devices. And in most of them, the headline is spilling over the right side. So I'm going to go into the Live section, Edit Live section of the WordPress dashboard. And I'm clicking on the Edit button for the headline. And I'm going to look for the Design tab, which allows me to change the font size. And I'm going to use the Viewport Height unit. The Viewport Height unit really helps for mobile display and responsive design. So now when I click back and forth between the mobile and the tablet and the desktop display, I can see that that headline fits nicely on all screens. Now when I refresh back in Chrome Developer Tools, I can see that indeed my headline looks much better, much more readable, and scrolling through the rest of the site, I think it all looks great on the mobile devices. And there you have it. That's how to build a website using Avada. And we've built a homepage in less than 15 minutes. We've used a lot of components, and this website is ready to go to grow its content and functionality as the frame is now in place. Thanks for watching WP Chats. This is Chris signing off from Fusion Design. I hope you learned, I hope you subscribe, and I hope you enjoy my channel.